This is Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. Today, we're going to be focusing on oversharing. If I have not said it already, I'm Marlene Motivates. I am your life coach, and we're going to be talking about this important topic of oversharing and how to be intentional about not oversharing. First, we have to say, hit the like, subscribe to this channel, become a part of the Motivators family. So, what we're going to be talking about today is oversharing. And this is something that is very important. We live in a society of people who overshare. We're going to talk about some of the signs that you may be oversharing and how to avoid it, okay? So first of all, oversharing means sharing things with individuals that do not have the right intention, that do not care, or they are going to use the information and hold it against you for some way. Like on social media, there's a lot of people who do a lot of oversharing. They share personal and private things that's going on in their romantic relationship, that's going on with their kids or their relatives. So it's something that we have to learn to be intentional about who we share things with, who has the right to know these things, and being in this digital age, this digital society, we need to talk about what we share and why we share it. We need to ask ourselves the question, why am I sharing this information and who is it going to benefit? Okay. So what would you call oversharing? This is a normal thing that most people on the day-to-day would share. I slept well. I had a good breakfast, and it's going to be a great day. Those are some great things to share. There's a big difference between sharing positive, and there's also the sharing of things on a need to know basis. Some people just don't need to know your personal and your private business. There's a lot of individuals, like some relatives, who are always in your business, people on social media. There's a lot of things that you could share, but why do you choose to share your personal and your private information? Okay, this is something that is important. Be very careful about who you share your information with, and you have to be very careful about who you trust with your personal and your private information. We live in this digital society, and today it's like social media, your relatives, and so much people, they know way too much about you, right? Hi, Roxanne. How are you? Welcome. Hi, Joshi. Everybody hit the like. I'd really appreciate it. We live in this society of people who overshare, and I've seen it on the job. You may know some individuals, right, that will just share so much with their coworkers that you don't want to know about their romantic relationships, or they'll be talking about things that you just need to keep quiet. So this is something that we have to ask ourselves, am I oversharing? Okay. Are you oversharing with people that you know, or do you do a good job? So we have to continuously ask ourselves these questions. Hi, Mary. How are you? And I wanted to ask these questions to all of you and ask you, are you an oversharer or no? Okay. So let's talk about some of these things. How do you know if you're oversharing? The 5 signs. Hi, PMC. How are you? The 5 signs that you may be oversharing is, you may be oversharing if the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is grab your phone and you head to your social media or something to post. Okay? Sure, Roxanne. PMC says doing all right, thanks. Okay. Awesome. That's great, Homer. We have to always make sure we stay on track. and do all the things that you need to do for yourself. And that's something important. Hold on. Hey, Garden of Inspiration, how are you doing? Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. So let's get into this topic, everybody. How do you know if you are oversharing? Hi, Destiny. How are you? Welcome. You know you're oversharing if you make other people uncomfortable. There's certain things that people need to learn some etiquettes on the day-to-day with other adults on social media. Just because they may be your children, it doesn't mean you have to share the personal and the private parts of your life. You don't, okay? And that's something that is important, okay? We have to be very careful about who we share our personal and our private information with and all of those things. But, always on social media, that's something that is really important, is respecting yourself, knowing what you want to share, and staying in that lane. PMC says, do you feel if someone asks, what are your plans for today, and the response is a summarized answer, would you consider that oversharing? No, I don't feel like that's oversharing. Somebody asks you what your plans are for the day. My idea of oversharing is when you share something that's too personal, or something that's too private, or something that somebody has asked you to keep secret. For me, I think that's definitely oversharing, like sharing your rendezvous in your bedroom, sharing your personal and private information about your kids, oversharing private things. Like, people love to put on their location and to ask, things that is just absolutely, ridiculous, you know? So we can't worry about those things. We just have to do the best that we can do and then move along. That's what's the most important thing, is don't worry about what other people think. You have to know what you want to do. You have to know what you like and then move accordingly. Thank you so much for working hard, PMC. Thank you. So let's talk about oversharing. Now, in this digital society, like I was talking about, it's so important that we learn to respect ourselves. Respect yourself and to know yourself. Hi, Green Vegan. How are you? Welcome. How was your Monday? PMC says, oh, yes, some things are not meant to be advertised online for sure. Yes, for sure. There's certain things, like, I don't play when it comes to my personal and my private life. No, there are certain things that will never be on social media. But the thing about oversharing, people think everything, it should be monetized. Everything is for material gain, when there's certain things about respecting the private situations that happen. Okay. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Yes, welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you guys, you all, for being here. I truly do appreciate it. Okay. I'm going to wait for a minute. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to work on some things in the background. So I'll continue to talk while I'm doing something. But I wanted to say to everybody, make sure that you are respecting yourself and you're respecting your own personal boundaries. And a lot of people don't like when they cannot control what, you're doing. They don't like when they can't know your business, and it's the reason why so much people, they get so upset because you won't tell them what they want to know. And they will get really angry when they can't know your personal and your private business. I don't know what happened. Angie, Fortson exclusives. That was not me, and I'm trying to take care of it. I apologize. I'm about to handle this situation right here. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, everybody. Okay. Sound? Okay. I had it muted. So let's get into talking about, you can't hear me? Hi, Wellness. How are you doing? Welcome in. Is there still no volume? I have my volume all the way up. It's muted. Hi, Ash. How are you? Welcome in. Okay, I think it's fixed. So let's get into talking about this, about oversharing. Okay, thank you so much. It's back. So I feel 100% that there's a lot of trauma when it comes to oversharing. There's a lot of trauma. So much trauma when it comes to oversharing. And I know that oversharing can bite you, it can come back to haunt you. It's like the things that you post on your social media. It can be a reason why you may not get a job or you may lose your job. It can really harm you and hurt you. And we have to realize that there's certain things that we should not be sharing on social media and sharing with people, even your own relatives. Because just because somebody is a relative does not mean that they have the right to know your personal business. We have to stop expecting that because this is my relative, because this is my sister or brother, my grandmother, my auntie, my cousin, they have the right to know my personal business. So we have to learn to stop oversharing. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. How was your Monday? And we live in this age where everything is shared. People update everything, what they're eating, where they are from day, from moment to moment, where, put their location. And this is not only dangerous for us, it is also something that you don't know who is out there. There are people who are predators. There are people who know certain things and they will come against you. They will try to, you know, get inside of your personal accounts or information or show up. Angie says, I'm very mindful of what I do and or what I share. Yes. And we have to be very mindful. We have to be very aware, especially when it comes to children. I am always going to advocate for children and that children be protected from all kinds of people. We can't just think just because others are adults that those adults will act the right way. We have to be intentional. We have to know what we're doing. We have to know who we can trust, and also pay attention to the energy of your children. Making sure that you are having those important conversations with your children and telling them, if anybody touches you anywhere that's inappropriate, to tell me, no matter what, regardless of what they may say. Don't worry about it. I will handle it as an adult. And also, you have to be intentional of not oversharing your moves in this life. I know for me, for a very long period of time, there were so many things that I didn't do because I was allowing other people to stop me, to slow me down, and to block me from my potential and my blessings. So, one of those things in 2025 and moving forward, we're going to step into minding our business. You're going to be minding your business. And I know that many of us have been already in that mode and zone of minding our own business, but we're talking about being intentional about it. Even the small little things, going back to school, starting a business, writing a book, whatever it is that you're trying to do within your talents and your gifts, starting a podcast, doing this, buying a home, paying off debt. We have to get very clear within ourselves. And that is so important for us to get clear about who we are, what we want to do, what we're about to do, and then get focused. Don't worry about anybody but yourself. Okay? And being intentional is going about saying, this is exactly what I'm going to do. This is exactly why I'm going to do it, and then going for it. You don't need anybody's permission to live your life. Just because you exist, you deserve to have a phenomenal life. Just because you have been through X, Y, and Z in your life, okay? Just because of that. There are some people that have never been through anything that you have been through. And that always gives me confidence. I had a nasty troll comment last week. What qualifies you to give people motivation? Thank you so much, PMC. Have a great rest of your day. I had somebody who left me that comment. What qualifies you to give advice? What qualifies you to be a life coach? Number one, I went to school. Number two, my hard knock life. Number three, I got therapy. Number four, I work on myself. Number five, I love myself. That qualifies me every given day to get up and to motivate people, because I have a past, because I have worked on myself, because I went back to school, because I know how to be accountable, because of all of those things. So there is your response to anybody right here in the live, or anybody in the bushes or the replay, and they doubt Marlene Motivates. I could have gave up on my life a long time ago, but I am intentional. I make a choice to wake up every day and to love myself. I make a choice to wake up every day and to check on my circle of people. I make that as a personal choice. I choose to not be negative. I choose to be positive. I inspire myself. Every day I strive to be better than who I was yesterday. So, and also another thing, God qualifies me too as well. So there's that. To anybody who doubts me, wants to talk about me, feels that I don't know what I'm talking about, laughs at me, to each his or her own. I am here for the individuals who really want to work on themselves. Hey, Rob, how are you? Welcome. I'm here for the individuals that want to work on themselves. They want to elevate. No matter what it is that you may have not had growing up, whether it be a positive mindset, learning to be healthy with your diet, healthy in your finances, learning to mindset shift, anything that you want, you can change it. Anything. See, it's the individuals who want to stay in that dark mindset. They want to control other people. See, there's some people that they only want to see you down. They want to see you miserable. They want to see you angry. They want to see you cussing. They want to see you fighting. They want to see toxicity. They want to see people broken in their romantic relationship. They want to see people broken within their families and fighting and cussing. And especially when it comes to people who look like me or may look like you in certain races. There's colorism, there's racism, there's so many things that may be against you, but I chose to rise above all of that. I never will allow anybody to have power over me. Every day I wake up, I choose to take my power back. Every day I wake up, I say, Holy Spirit, come in the room. Every single day, I say, I believe in myself. Even sometimes when I don't know the next step, I don't know the next move, but I choose to be intentional about my life. See, and I am speaking to everybody that was doubted. I know I'm not the only one that was doubted. I know that there's somebody in this chat or in the replay that was told they were nothing. You have to accept it. This is just who you are. Don't choose to never have anything. Choose to educate yourself. Choose to learn. Choose to heal. Choose to love yourself. Choose to be accountable. Choose to experience personal growth. Choose to get uncomfortable so you can get comfortable. See, that's something that I had to learn. I had to learn to be uncomfortable. And it's not the easiest thing. Learning that maybe I'm wasting my money, I'm wasting my time. I need to stay away from certain individuals because they are crabs in the barrel trying to bring me down and break my spirit. That's being intentional. It's not just being a person to like, going through life like with a smile on your face, like everything is okay, and to be run over and run through. No. If you know that you want certain things out of your life and you see you're not getting it in a romantic relationship. I've seen people dating for years. You should know in a few months if this is somebody you want to be with for the rest of your life. I'm not hating on you. I'm not telling y'all what to do, but you should know. It doesn't take years to know if you want to be with somebody. You can know that in a few months. Stop wasting your time, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? You know in a few months whether you want to be with somebody. You know in a few months whether you want to have children. You don't want to have children. You know in a few months if that's a good business venture. You know in a few months if somebody is truly a good friend. You know in a few months, is this something that I can be on board with, or is this something not for me? See, it's nothing wrong, motivators, family, for you to speak up and speak your mind. Some things that we get ourselves involved with, when we finally find out what it is, when the chips fall, okay, this is not for me. Maybe for somebody else. See, you don't have to stay longer than you should. You know, when we do, we stay in romantic relationships, you stay in friendships, you stay on a job. Go where you're loved. I have that video, and I feel that somebody needs to watch that video. Go where you are loved. I think I have it pinned on my homepage. Go where you are loved. Never allow other people to tell you you can't do something. First, you got to be convinced here in your mind. You have to believe in yourself. You have to be confident, okay? Hey, Kelly, how are you? Welcome. Shout out to all of the mods. Make sure you drop your links to your channel. So, I want to say that I know within a few minutes that I don't want no children. I'm sure, Rob. Hi, Batty and Preppy. How are you doing? Welcome. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Yes, Angie. Misery loves company. Positive affirmations through Jesus, through the Lord. Okay? It's so important. You see, it's waking up every day and making a choice. Now, I have to tell you all, some days I wake up. And Marlene, yes, I am a motivational speaker. I am a life coach, but I also am a real woman. I go through things. I go through situations, and that's why it's called being intentional. It's making a choice. Some days I wake up, maybe I woke up with an attitude. I wake up not feeling good. I wake up thinking about all the stress or the people that I have to deal with, and my vibes could be low. That's why it's so important to be intentional. And this is my first point. Be intentional about who you surround yourself by. Not everybody who is there smiling in your face really cares about you, really rocks with you. And that's why it means being intentional about making a wise choice, not just any choice, making a wise choice and choosing to be around people who actually will say, how are you doing? That they will reach out to you. It's not a one-sided thing. It's not always you extending the olive branch. It's not you always giving a ride or giving a money or doing things. You cannot always be the one giving support. A supporter needs to be supported. That message is for somebody. Everybody needs to be support. And that's why what it means about being intentional about how you're showing up. How do you deal with other people? Okay? If you know somebody isn't your cup of tea, stop wasting your time on them. In romance, in friendship, with relatives, you have to be intentional about how you choose to make your moves. Okay? There's no other way to say it. When I started to really work on me, I got silent for a long time. You don't have to tell people about the moves you're making. Show them. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the action. The proof is in your energy. The proof is in your vibration. The proof is in your healing. Okay? You don't have to tell people you're better. Like, I could say that, but for me, I feel like that's showing off, even though I know that I am better because I put in a lot of work in me. You guys have no idea in the background. It's not like people come at me and I don't want to smack people sometimes or cuss them out or do this or do that to them. But I choose to be better because I'm better. I choose to not waste my time. I choose to not respond to things because some people are not worth it. They're not worth your time, your energy, your money. They're not worth it. So you move along. Keep your energy. Keep your power. Keep your money. And never let anybody dim your lights. You know, nobody deserves to have the power unless you give it away. So you got to make a choice to not give away your power. You have to make a choice to not give away your light. You have to make a choice to say, on today, from this moment, from right now onward, I'm going to make a choice and be intentional about my direction. See, a lot of us, we get distracted by so much stuff. I know that used to be my problem, looking at this person. Oh, look at what they're doing. See, if you keep your face forward and focus on what you're supposed to do, you know what you want, you know what your goals are, you're purpose driven. There's nothing that can get you off that track but you. See, you got to make a choice to say, I'm going to make a choice to keep my head straight. This is what we're doing right now. And I have to remind myself, don't get off track. Stay focused. Don't look to the side. Who cares what they're doing? This is about you. This is your life. You stay in your lane. You do what you need to. See, that's intentional. You have to be intentional about reminding yourself. Every day I wake up and I say to myself, be intentional about loving yourself. Sometimes because I love myself, that means I need to turn on my phone. It means I don't need to be on social media. Sometimes that means I need to just spend time with the people who are pouring into me and stop worrying about the ones that aren't. Amen. I feel that's a message for somebody. Stop worrying about the people who don't and focus on the people who do. That's a message. That's being very intentional. I learned to turn my light down, turn your light down for the people who don't deserve to get it. And I turn my light up for the ones that do deserve me. So it's about conserving. It's about preservation. Okay. Focusing on you. You know what you're good at. You know what you do. Who cares if other people don't like it? If another person is uncomfortable, if somebody else doesn't like you, that's their problem. You never have to rationalize. You never have to convince anybody. of your worth, of how effective you are, of your struggle, you're qualified. You're qualified to be your best every day when you wake up. Okay? That's what my mission, that's my goal in my life. Every day to wake up and intentionally love myself. Every day waking up and learning something. Every day being cognizant of my power, of my energy, of my light, of my purpose, of my gifts, of my talents, and making sure the people that matter, and I don't mean the ones just because they are your blood relatives. I mean the ones that make a choice to pour into you, the ones that make a choice to show up for you, the ones that make a choice to call you out when you do wrong because they truly love you. And it's not just about saying sweet and nice things to you. They're telling you because they know you can do better. That's being intentional. And I make sure I cover and I protect and I love and I respect and I'm kind to those individuals, because if people are making it their point, their mission to pour love into you, you need to be intentional about taking the time, making the time for the ones that show up for you. Okay? Be intentional. Who care? A job is nice and everything, but jobs can be replaced. The memories that are important with your loved ones, you can never get time back. I wish I knew this 10, 15 years ago. Make sure you're taking time to make memories and to take pictures and to laugh. That's being intentional about yourself. Be intentional about thyself and stop worrying about neighbor, friends, what you have financially. That's important things, because we still have bills to pay. We still have responsibilities. But at the end of the day, what's important? Your health, your mental health. Okay? Those are the things important. And you have to be intentional about making time for what's important to you. And you need to be a priority. I had to say that to myself. I'm a priority. And you should say to yourself too, I am a priority. And because I'm a priority, I'm going to make some moves. Okay? Rob says, preach it. Lisa says, tell them. Yes, negative people are always going to exist. They are usually unhappy people. Misery loves company. Exactly. Hey, realist, how are you doing? Hey, Batty and Preppy, how are you? Welcome. Realist one in the building. My mods, make sure you're dropping your links to your channel. How do you feel about walking away from family? See, for me, the green vegan, I don't call a blood relative my family. Family for me is people who put in the work to prove that they deserve to be in my life. Just because you were born as a blood relative does not mean that you are qualified to stay in my life. You got to put in some work. You got to show me that I deserve to love you. It's how do you talk to me? How do you show up for me? Are you respectful? Are you pouring into me? Or is it always me pouring into you? See, that's learning to be intentional. That part I had to learn. That part I had to do years of therapy to get to this conclusion right here, right now, that certain people don't deserve to be in my life. You can be in my life because I have no choice. You can't help the family, the relatives that you're born in. You can't help your bloodline, but one thing you can do, one thing that you can do is focus on your energy. You can focus on what you spend your money on. You can make a choice. What do I choose to think about? Okay? And I can make a choice to protect myself from that negativity, that drama, that foolishness, that ridiculousness. Okay? That's being intentional. Yes, exactly. Rilla says, green vegan, I had to do that too, to a few times, walking away from some family members. Yes, sometimes we have to move in silence. Yes. Hey, Bryden, how are you? Bryden in the building. Make sure you drop your link, Bryden. Rilla says, if support Courtesy and loyalty is one-sided. That means it's time to reevaluate who are we interacting with. Yeah, that's so true, Rob. We not raised to do that. Stay and take the abuse. But that's something that we can learn. It's one of those things that's why I want to pour this into you, because I'm in this space of I just came away from that. So now I can pay it forward. I can pour into you, pour in some knowledge, pour in some love, pour in protecting your energy. For me, when somebody's energy is off, when somebody is disrespectful, when somebody just wants to show up whenever they want to, you had an appointment and they want to show up 30 minutes to an hour late, always making excuses, when they're the problem in the equation. No, no, no. You're late because you do not have good time management skills. See, they don't want to talk about the honesty and the realness. They don't respect anybody else's time. They feel that you have to wait on me because you're X, Y, and Z. Because even if a person is your parent, you don't have to. Everybody's time is valuable and precious, and people need to learn to respect. See, that's being intentional. And I don't play about those things. I don't care who you are in my life. I don't care who you are. You cannot stay here in my life unless you're pouring into me. Because if you don't, guess what? You're going to get the boot. You're going to get blocked. And it depends on the day. I may tell you off and then block you, or vice versa. Okay? Whatever it is. It depends on the relationship that I have with you. But don't feel that you have to stick around and dummy yourself down, or to take it, or to be run over, or to be run through, or to keep allowing people to drag you down when it's time for your elevation and your vibration. That's something that I had to learn, that I deserve to elevate. I deserve to be stronger. I deserve to have everything that is coming for me. I deserve to receive every blessing. I deserve to use my intellect. I deserve to pay attention to someone's energy. I'm like, okay, something's off there. I don't like it. And don't question it. Don't question yourself when something doesn't feel right. That's something you got to be intentional about. Your energy is off and I don't like it. So I'm staying away from you for right now. Okay. Until I make that choice. Yes. Can't stop, won't stop. Keep it real and you won't fail. Yes. How are you doing, wellness? Yes. Amen and amen. Yes. Don't sell yourself short. Hey, Easted, how are you? Welcome. Happy Monday. Yes, this is experience speaking. Yes, it's experience. Blood only makes us relatives. Family is determined by actions. Yes, that is a fact. Realist one. Yes, realist. I have a family that are not blood, and I have three the times of love, and we are so strong. I love that. I love that so much. I love that for you, Bryden, and for my motivators family. Rob says, that's so true. Family is so overrated. Yes. Yes, there you go. Perfect example. Yes. Make sure you check out all of my awesome mods channels, okay, that are content creators. Their links will be below. Make sure you connect to them, watch a video, and give some real love to them, okay? Bryden says, in all reality, we are all family. Love is a side effect of who we choose to associate with. Yes. Yes. But the whole thing about it is we all should be a family. I'm about to bring some heat and some fire. We all should act like a family, but some people don't know how to respect boundaries. Some people only think about themselves. Some people are only ever having their hand out and expecting, all right, gimme, gimme, gimme all the time, but they never will give to you. And those are the individuals where you have to cut them off. You have to cut people off so that you can save right here, save your mental health. There's certain people that you got to cut off so you can save your heart, okay? You know, some people will break your heart, run over you, You have to cut people off so that you can still be here, because it will affect your physical health. You'll start having headaches, getting nausea, gaining weight, losing weight, end up in the hospital. Some people end up unalived because they don't know how to say no. That's something about being intentional. No, it's no, and I'm not going to explain it. It's no because I said it, and that's it. Some folks really act so weird when you tell them no, like why? Why? It's why because I said no, and that's it. Folks really expect the opposite treatment they give. Yeah, isn't that crazy? They expect for you to give to them, but they would never give to you. They expect for you to support them, but they never support you. Some people expect for you to be kind to them, but they'll cut you off, ghost you, disrespect you, drag your name through the mud, and then don't understand why you don't deal with them. It's like when you show people who they are in the mirror, okay? And they don't like that reflection that they have looking back at them. I know what that's like because I went through that. It's not in a good situation. It's not a good feeling when you get a taste of that humble pie, when you realize that you may have an anger problem, or you may be jealous, or you may have some control issues, or you need to work on your traumas from the past, the things that scarred you and hurt you. Are you going to let that scar you for your whole life? Or are you going to heal it to where now you can just have a band-aid instead of a big gash? Okay? It's choices. You can choose to be hurt, or you can choose to be healed. See, that's being intentional. See, before I was always like showing up angry, but I chose, now my choice is I choose to be healed. I choose to be positive, and anything that is outside of that positive vibration, that positive energy, that positive support, I cut it off, because I don't play about myself, and I don't play about my squad. I don't play about the people that I have in my circle. No, you're not going to disrespect them and run through them, because just like I protect them, they protect me. That is being intentional. You can't always be the one giving and doing and protecting and shielding. You have to also be shielded and respected, and someone being loyal to you. You can't always be the loyal person. Don't be gullible, motivators family. A lot of people don't understand that being intentional about loving yourself or being kind means that there's no no's. No. Being kind means you know when it's time to be kind. And also, you know when it's time to speak up. You know when it's time to cut people off. It's time for you to make your leave. And you know the ones that you can spend time with, and they'll pour right back into you. Yeah, you have to realize that. Yes, don't let it go over your head. Garden of Inspiration says, anyone who won't respect your boundaries and refuse to love and support you the way you need to be loved and support, don't deserve you. Let them go. Please let them go. Yes, Garden of Inspiration. Sometimes folks can be so desperate to belong that they'll accept whatever, as long as they're, ooh, that is a message, realist one. People will put up with whatever. Listen, I came from that. It's like when you're grasping at straws, you're like, I want some attention. I want some attention. I want to be seen, instead of you working on you and healing. Why do I need them in my life? When you start working on yourself and you work on your own self-esteem, your own self-respect, your own self-worth, your own confidence, your own self-awareness, you learn that I think it's opposite. We felt at one time that we needed people, but now we understand, no, they need us. Because when you're a bright light, you don't dim your light for others. All you ever do is brighten, but you never dim. I refuse. I will never dim my light for anybody. All I do is brighten. I brighten, I sharpen, I elevate, but I never decline. I'm not going to decline. I'm not going to dumb me down. I'm not going to lessen my talents and my gifts just because it intimidates somebody else. Don't do it, motivators family. I've been there, I done that, and I'm never going back again. Okay? Brighton says, garden, for some, it takes years to learn that. Wouldn't it be nice if people would read that and learn it? Awesome statement. Yes, yes. We all can be respectful. Thank you so much, Brighton. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Yes, especially on this app, right? There's a lot of people who want to control everything about what you do on your channel. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is my channel. People want to tell you what you should upload, what you should talk about. And you know what's the crazy part? The people who want to tell you how to run your channel, and you look at theirs, I was like, you trying to tell me how to run my channel, and your channel is popping? And your channel is not popping? I was like, make that make sense. It does not equate. It does not compute. Yes. Hey, Scully, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome in. Yes, yes, some folks are dying to belong. Isn't that true, Garden of Inspiration? Yes, you don't want her to dim the light. Yes. I appreciate you being here. Yes. Their channel is not popping, Scully. And they want to tell you, do this and do that. And I'm like, okay, if you have all that information, if you have all that knowledge, if you're so good at it, then why haven't you applied it to yourself? And I'd be like over here, like, what's that emoji? The thinking emoji? I'd be like, what? It don't make no sense. And that's the reason why we have to really pay attention to what other people do. You have to pay attention to how you feel, how other people make you feel, their actions. How do people treat you when nobody else is around? Yes, realists, know-it-alls. Know-it-alls. And there's a lot of know-it-alls on this app. There's know-it-alls in the relatives. There's know-it-alls on the job. There's know-it-alls all over the place. But you have to realize whose knowledge is important and whose knowledge isn't. I had to learn that myself. Their knowledge isn't important to me, okay? There's certain people, what they're doing, that's not my vibe. That's not where I'm going. And that's why I wanted to do this live stream about be intentional. Be intentional about what you're doing. Are you making moves? Are you moving forward? Are you staying stuck and being miserable? Are you going to be a complainer? Or are you going to be a motivator? Are you going to take action? Okay? That's the thing about maturing and healing and growing up. We have to let go of things that we can't control. We can't control the choices that people make. We can't make people mature. We can't make people have good mental health. But what we can do is protect our mental health. What we can do is love ourselves. What we can do is be compassionate to ourselves and know that in my compassion, in my self-respect, if you can't respect me in that, it's time for me to go. That's being intentional. It doesn't mean you're jealous. It doesn't mean you don't like people. No, my whatever their interpretation of me has nothing to do with me, because that's all it is. When people show up in a negative light. Hi Nadia, how are you? Welcome. Happy Monday. When people show up in a negative light, make sure you don't let them take you down. You know, have you ever felt that way being around certain people and their energy is off and their energy is negative, or their energy is controlling? Being around them makes you feel sad. It makes you feel depleted. Your energy is gone, or you just feel tired, right? You have to be careful about who you allow to get in here. Who you allow to get in here. Who do you allow to affect your physical person, your emotional person, your heart, okay? And also, the next time you get to be by yourself, make sure you take the time out to focus in on your inside. you know, the things that maybe are going on inside of you, the things that we don't really talk about. Okay. How is my, you know, my working on myself, working on my gifts and my talents, and have I healed my wounds from the past? Well, you know, I've talked about this many times, but it's very important for us to heal our inner child, the little girl or the little boy that you are inside. Whatever it is, it doesn't always have to be your child time, but when you go through somebody who ran over you, treated you disrespectfully, backstabbed you, you have to heal from that, or you're going to be in a perpetual cycle of being hurt, of being angry, of always putting people in categories. Like I hear it when people have not healed from the past. They'll say, all women are no good. All men are no good. No. Or I close out. Thank you so much, Rob. I see that it's buffering. Hi, Miss Key Kitchen. How are you? Welcome. I want to say this to everybody. Rilla says the frequency has to be a certain way at all times for me to even interact with people. Exactly. So I did want to say this to everybody. Make sure you're maintaining your mental health. Make sure you're paying attention to what you want. Make sure you know your intentions, okay? Know your intentions so that you know how to move. And there's a lot of people who you don't need to move with them. You need to leave them alone. Rilla says, yep, I almost despise people who think like that. You mean to tell me that one jacked up experience you had with that one person has you insinuating about the others you meet? Yes. And I can be honest about that part because I was there. Until you learn to heal, you're going to think everybody is like the person that hurt you. And that's just not true. Everybody does not come to hurt. Some people come to heal. Some people come to teach. Some people come to elevate you. It's just that when you go through bad experiences, you have to be accountable for your part too. I had to be accountable for my own self. Yeah, for a long time I was angry, but it's because I made a choice to be angry. Until you say, I don't want to be angry anymore, you won't be. Until you start saying, I'm going to be accountable for me. I'm going to make better choices, because we also have to take ownership of, we don't always make the best choices. You may choose a bad romantic partner. You may choose a bad friendship. You may choose to be in a bad business deal. You may choose to not pay attention to people's energy. And that is the part that a lot of people don't want to talk about. We make bad decisions sometimes, but we have to be intentional about saying, I didn't make the right choice. That's being accountable. It's being responsible. It's being mature. Sometimes we are beyond this emotional vibe, okay? But we were accountable, okay? I was on the emotion, or I was only thinking about the looks, but I wasn't really getting to know who that person was in their mind. And by the time you already got your emotions involved with somebody, it's too late, because now your heart is involved. But you learn, you grow, you make better decisions, and that's what it's all about. I believe is learning from the experience, so that you don't keep repeating a cycle, keep choosing bad romantic relationships, stop making bad financial decisions, stop wasting your time and your energy. It's all of that. Healing is a real thing. It is, realist. Healing is a real thing. And we have to put in some work to make sure we stay healed, because you can go backwards too as well. Okay? I can say I looked at it like that years ago, but then I understood everyone is different, right? Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I have no problem with being accountable for my part. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Some people think just because where they are in their life, that's where you are too. And people will judge you and hate you. I've even seen people hate hate on me just because I'm in a positive space. Some people don't like to see your personal growth. They don't like to see you have a smile on their face because they don't choose to have a smile on their face. They choose to be miserable. They choose to complain and not make any changes. They choose to keep making poor choices. They choose to keep letting people hurt them. And you know they're going to hurt you. They've proven over and over again, I'm going to keep hurting you until you cut me off. There's a lot of people like that in this life that are very demented. They're going to keep hurting you until you cut them off. Okay? Don't let people keep hurting you. That's a part of being intentional as well, is not letting people control you, not letting people manipulate you. Okay? Don't do it. Do not do it. You got to respect yourself. You have to be honest. You got to pay attention to the energy in the room. How do they show up for you, or is it always you showing up for them? It's making wise decisions. It's making better choices. It's learning to not allow people to control you, but you take your control back. You take your power back. You forgive yourself and you forgive other people. One of the things that I feel is refreshing, and I feel like one of the qualities that I have is I have no problem with saying, yeah, there's times I messed up. There's sometimes, yeah, I was definitely immature. And a lot of people will never come to that space because they don't want to be transparent. They always want to be shown like, oh yeah, it was never me. I always did the right thing. And nobody is that way. We're all humans. We all mess up. We all hurt people. But it's about learning. It's about elevating and growing. Not making the same choices that you made before you got knowledge. It's being wiser. Be kind. When it's in the power of your hand to be kind, be kind. But you got to know when it is time to be kind and when is it time to walk away. See, kindness does have limits. That's something that I want to state about being intentional. You can be kind, but kindness has limits. There are some people you can't be kind to, because when you open up that box, it's like Pandora's box. You help them one time and they'll be coming back to you every day, like a cat that you, or a dog, a stray that you keep feeding. You give them, it's like giving them a little bit and they're going to keep coming back to get another scrap and another scrap because they'll never try to get their own. Some people are very dependent on others. They don't want to be independent. They want to depend on somebody else, but we're not the ones, right? Motivators family, we want great things. I speak positive intentions over you and your life, and moving forward, we only want greatness in our life. But we also need to learn that we got to be uncomfortable sometimes. For me, sometimes to open up and to share things, I share it because I know that it's going to show that, man, I'm going through something similar to that. I want other people to know you're not the only one. When we go through situations like feeling sad, going through depression, losing a job, experiencing loss with someone you love passing away, I share these things because I want to show you all you're not the only one. You're human. You're a woman. You're a man with a real life, with some hurt, some pain, some trauma. But then we get up again and we fight and we fight and we fight for our life. And I want you to do that every day. Wake up. Fight for your life. Believe in yourself. Have confidence. Be intentional about your relationships, how you treat yourself. Pay attention to your physical well-being. Make sure you're getting your rest. Have a healthy diet. Get some exercise. And it doesn't have to be you running a marathon, but just a moderate amount of exercise. 20 to 30 minutes a day. Walking, keeping your heart rate up. And this is not medical advice, but I am sharing what I know helps me. Keeping yourself moving and allowing your mind to dump things by journaling, being around positive people, being around people who are intentional about protecting their mindset, protecting their peace. Okay? If you're always around people who are broke, guess what's going to happen to you? You're always going to be broke. But if you're around and you're in a circle and a group of people who are making plans, who are setting up plans for the future, for the next generation, so that they can retire early, so they can pay off debt. See? You become who you associate with. And if you associate with positive, motivated, encouraged, healed, people who love themselves, people who are mindful, people who respect boundaries, that's who you're going to become. We can all learn, we can all grow, we can all do better. And I want you to do better. I want you to be the best woman or the best man that you can be. But it means putting in some work, putting some skin into the game, and never giving up. No matter what you've been through, no matter what other people say about you, no matter how many times you fall down, get up and fight again. Be intentional about your life. It's not about how fast you run the race, but it's just about finishing. Do things. Don't procrastinate. Don't doubt yourself. Don't worry about how fast or what other people have. Look at what you have. Learn to be happy. Learn to have some self-sufficiency. Learn to be some humility. I appreciate. Have gratitude for what you have. Okay? What other people have, you don't know what they did to get that. Did they sell their soul to get that? Who did they run over and run through to get it? You don't want those vibes, okay? Be grateful for what you have. We're going to be in the moment. We're going to appreciate everything we have, and we're going to appreciate the road to where we're going. See, that's being intentional. I'm grateful for my past because my past helped me to be the woman that I am today. And I want you to say that to yourself. I'm grateful for my past because my past helped me to grow. It helped me to speak up. It helped me to mentor. It helped me to coach. It helped me to heal. It showed me my own personal strength. It showed me my courage. And it showed that anything, when you apply pressure to it, it's going to turn either into diamonds, okay? Are you going to elevate or you grow? Are you going to be a queen or a king? Or are you going to give up? Which one? What are you going to do with the pressure? Are you going to pop? Are you going to give up? Are you going to throw away your dreams and say, it's not for me? Or are you going to hold on tight and say, this is my goal, this is my dream, this is my life? Hi, Milda. Are you going to hold on? Or are you going to let go? Are you going to allow other people to get you down and drag you down? Don't give up for anything that you want in this life. Don't ever give up because it's your life. So go for it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. And we will be back for another motivation. I'm thinking Thursday or Friday. Shout out to all of my motivators family, old and new. Garden of Inspiration says, become peace with your past. Thanks for the encouragement, Marlene. Have a good night, everyone. Yes. Shout out to all my mods. Make sure you check out all their channels, okay? The Garden of Inspiration, Realist One here. I know Eastad was in here. Scully Pop. And we have Bryden. And there's a lot of, there was Wellness with Frugal Mama, the Green Vegan, Angie Fordson exclusives. So it's a lot of great content creators. Make sure you go by and give real support, not the fake support, not the I subscribed, but watch a video all the way to the end. Leave a comment. Real recognizes real. I want to give you guys real amazing content creators. I rock with them. And I support them 100%, just like they support me 100%. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. This is Marlene Motivates, your life coach. And you know what we say over here? Just know it. Just breathe it and be it and live your best life. I will see you guys back on Friday. Bye, guys.